so I thought I'd do a tips, tricks and what to expect in A-levels. So obviously, you know, A-levels are a big step, which I found out, and I'll get back to that later. So basically, A-levels are a big step. You've got your heavy subjects like maths, biology, chemistry, physics, and you've got your lighter subjects like your food tech, your psychology, your geography, sort of things like that. I'm not saying they're easy though, trust me. So I took biology, chemistry, geography and maths. I regret maths a lot. So what to expect? Well, exams, revise from January, I'd say. Because usually schools do mocks in January when you revise for them. Continue revising, it is definitely important. Don't put it off. Do whatever is best, whether that's posters, reading through the textbook, making notes from the textbook, watching videos online. I would advise the lot. I did so. It doesn't mean it works out for everybody. Obviously, I'm just not as good as I thought I was. So, what were my plans? My plans were to do medicine, and let's get to AS results, which of course you get at your college or sixth form. I got an A in geography, yay! A B in biology, a C in chemistry, and then a D in maths. So I had to drop maths, obviously, and that meant I did not have the grades to apply to medicine directly. But the optimist in me was just like, let's do biomedical science instead, because it's lower grades and I'm more likely to get into it. So, you know, if you don't get to where you want to, there's always ways around it. You'll always find a way, whether that means you have to go a longer way, whether that means you take a gap year and you maybe redo some of your A-levels, maybe. I mean, obviously that's more A2, at least in A-level AS, which I think they may be getting rid of now. At least you had an opportunity to do some resits. But that was my view on AS. So in A2, of course, it gets a lot harder. Now, in biology, chemistry, or any sort of science, you have to do ICES or EMPAs, some sort of practical assessment and paper that goes with it. They're not particularly easy, they're just as hard as the papers themselves, because you have to get exact measurements and they have to match your teachers. Not so much in biology, the experiment isn't too important, more about what it's about, but be prepared for them. Biology, be prepared for a 25-mark essay in Unit 5. I think that will still continue to exist because I know they're changing the A-levels. Chemistry, be prepared for it to be totally difficult. If you did chemistry at GCSE, they'll be like, just forget what you learnt. I also did geography. Geography was one of my fun subjects. I was very surprised from what I got in it because I thought I knew the paper like the back of my hand. Obviously not, guys. And yeah, geography has a 40-mark essay in the third unit, which is what you do in A2. Now, in the end, obviously you get to A2 results day, you've done your personal statement, you've applied to all your university choices, you've now got your firm and your insurance, and you're all really excited or nervous, or both, you never know, and you wake up, you've probably woken up about 6:30, 7 o'clock because you're so excited or nervous and you can't sleep or whatever else, and you're constantly refreshing the track page until it allows you to get into it, and then about 7:30 I was just like, ooh, I can log in. And then it kind of was just a bit downhill from there. I was unsuccessful in getting into my first choice and my insurance choice. So I was just like, okay, I've totally bombed my exams basically. I'm supposedly an intelligent student, but obviously not, because I got all A's and A stars in GCSE. That seemed to change in A-level. So I knew from that point that I was going through clearing. So instead of sitting there feeling sorry for myself, crying or whatever else, I was just like, there's no point in getting upset because my grades can't be too bad and I'm sure I can get into a university through clearing. So don't be too disappointed, don't be too hard on yourself, don't think, oh, I need to fail life, I'm going to fail life now, because I'm still going. It's going to take me 7 years to get through university, but I'll finally will have done medicine. Think of how I feel, how I'm going to end up racking up like a £90,000 debt by the end of this. Feel sorry for me, guys. Okay, so what happened is I went straight to college because it opened from 7:30 to 8:30 if you did not get your place, so I was just like, right, I'm walking straight there then. I told my friend I couldn't meet her because I had to go early. And I got there, the head teacher was just like, how did you do? And I was like looking at my results like, well, I didn't get into uni, so it's just like, okay, this way. Going to the study centre, and the person that's in charge of post 18 was telling me to log on. I found some universities. I was looking at Manchester, York, Hull and Northumbria. Northumbria was similar to Newcastle, so obviously that was out of the picture. Hull was just a backup if Manchester and York were not accepting me. I rang up Manchester, they seemed pretty happy to have me. My GCSE grades were good, my A levels, they were good for them, obviously, because they offered me a place, which was, yay, you know, first person I called up and they offered me a place, which was good. So don't get too down. There will be a university that accepts you. Don't think, oh, no, I'm not in a Russell Group university, no, I'm not in the top university or whatever university. Just be happy that you're in university, because you'll get there eventually with whatever job you want to do. So I also rang up York. They said they'd get back to me by email. They still haven't got back to me, and I've got 24 hours. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to apply for Manchester. Now it's Manchester Met, which means it accepts people with lower grades. So my BCD was okay, because usually they accept BCC. So I was good. Yay, happy me again, happy Holly. Woo! I'm finally going to university. I'll be doing biomedical sciences starting September 21st. I'll be doing my freshers week. I'll hopefully be getting accommodation. I still have to accept their offer electronically. Unfortunately, you can't just do it over the phone. What a shame, and I have to wait till